2017年的4月，我们在英国曼彻斯特的街头偶然结识了一位青年艺术家娜雅。我们有幸得到她的邀请，可以一去这位青年艺术家的日常生活。
Good morning. You alright?
Just call.
Okay, I think he's asleep.
Yeah,
Come
I
in for
think
now.
so. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We only wanted to live.
Just putting the tea in the bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, put the water in the cup.
Wanted to live.
Hello.
The film them with me actually just waking up.
That looks good.
See you. Thank you.
I swear this shit's exasperating. It don't take much to see the universe is saturated with natural disasters that wasn't naturally activated. Too many thoughts up in my mental, I am captivated. Like I'm throwing life away when I am masturbating. I should have grabbed a knife today and come and stab your brain. I proclaim massive statements.
So yeah, I'm just gonna make eggy bread. You ever had eggy bread?
Eggy bird?
Eggy bread. Egg and bread.
接近晌午，娜雅一边准备她的早餐，一边讲起了曼彻斯特的嘻哈音乐。
Yeah, what's really good about this Manchester music is it's like hip hop nowadays has got very sort of superficial and you know this is like very conscious and a lot about how the mind works and how people grow and you know about like philosophy and that kind of thing rather than about jewelry and material stuff. Like I feel like that's why Manchester hip hop's really good at the moment because I think I said this to you the other day, but it's like a renaissance of like New York in the 70s and the 80s when like they were starting to come out with hip hop. They were getting influenced by kung fu movies and using that mentality to sort of empower themselves and create their own language and also like to express themselves in different ways like graffiti and breakdancing and putting on their own parties, like unofficial parties. All of that stuff is going on in Manchester now and it's like, and there's so many cool underground and just people just getting up and wanting to do it for themselves, like artists wanting to do it for themselves.
吃过早饭之后，娜雅开始为她朋友的小店绘制纸袋。
Now I've got to find a black pen. Right, I'm sorry to keep running around. You know how you said you wanted to film my daily life? My daily life is just me running around looking for things that I can't find, that I've misplaced. The pen is starting to run out. That sucks. And then put my own tag at the bottom so it's advertising for both of us as the shop and myself as an artist. Okay, I quite liked it with some of them that had the flick, that on it. It's quite cool, right?
尽管这是无偿劳动，她还是十分享受这个过程。
So. Cool. and leave them to dry for a bit. I feel really high now. I should have worn a mask. Well, yeah, smoke a cigarette, have a coffee, and then we'll get the bus.
这些原本平淡无奇的纸袋，经过娜雅充满创造力的双手之后，脱胎换骨。
Did you like them?
Yeah, they're beautiful. Absolutely love them. I'm not capable of doing this myself.
Nearly.
So it's amazing that Naya can help me with it.
我们很好奇，绘画作为他的兴趣，是否也给他带来了经济收入？
I've just always been doing it since I was a kid, and then when I was older, like I said, I bought some canvases and then just started doing them, just for my own enjoyment. And then someone was like, "Oh, I really like that. Can I buy it?" So I was like, "Okay, yeah, I need some money." So I did another one, and then the people were like, "Oh, can I buy that?" So I was like, "Okay." So I put them on the internet, and then I started selling them on the internet, and I had I had a studio for about a month or 2 months. So I'd make my music in there, I'd do paintings, and then I would put them online and sell them. So I've got some in America, some in Portugal, some in France, I think. So I had a little good month where I was just sending art out to places.
当我们问起他的作品是否在表达某种情绪时，娜雅是这样告诉我们的。
Basically, I've never been to uni or anything, so I don't know how to describe my art in an academic way. I would just do it in injustice, and also I kind of like people art isn't about eye of the beholder, right? So you could look at that and say that's art, or I could say that's art, but someone could come along and say no, it's rubbish, So which I'm happy with as well. So yeah, I don't know. I find it was a cop-out answer, but yeah, I find it hard to describe my art. It is a lot about showing emotion. It's more about, I guess I'm not trying to express my emotions. I guess what I'm trying to do is trying to make the person who looks at it look at it and maybe see if they can empathise with whatever emotion they see in the face. Because some people see happy faces, some people see happy but crazy, deranged, and some people see sad faces. A lot of the time it's quite worried, stressed out faces. But so I guess maybe what I'm trying to do is to make the viewer, the audience, sort of think about themselves, when they make them feel that about themselves. And I'm not sure. I'm just kind of making this up.
为了向更多人展示自己的作品，娜雅会把自己的画作贴在一些公共场合，而通常我们在中国街头只能看见贴满电线杆的开锁广告。在牛津路上有一间废弃的电影院，这里聚集了许多像娜雅一样的青年艺术家。他们不仅会进行艺术上的交流，同时也向街头的流浪汉提供免费的茶水和衣物。我们跟随娜雅一起来到了电影院的楼顶。
Yeah, I don't like to do graffiti, spray painting on the wall, because I find that you have to do it really quick, and because you don't want to get caught. You have to do it really quick, and whenever I'm rushed like that, it never looks its best. So I'd prefer to do something at home, and then kind of stick it on the wall, and then at least someone can then even pick it off and take it home. You know what I mean? Eventually, at least it's not pure vandalism. I've got everything.
walk with me, we'll just
Alright.
and then this will go on a bus.
I'm quite against advertisement. You know, people just constantly trying to sell you stuff and trying to play to your insecurities and stuff. So I like to cover up adverts whenever I can. So I thought what I'm going to do is do loads of them, and then just when a bus is on its route, just go and stick it and cover up an advert. I could maybe even do faces like this, and then cover up the faces of the people on the advert, you know, with my own face. And then obviously the bus would go around the city all day then with that on the back of it. It might get ripped off at the end of the day, but at least it's had one day of going around the city, you know, so I thought that would be a cool way to get a lot of people to see my art.
娜雅的艺术才华不仅仅体现在她的画里，在音乐上她也拥有极高的天赋。
Where shall I start? I'll start with the drums. So there's a few different ways that you can lay drums down. So I mean, does everyone understand this sort of timeline from the screen here? So it's just, you know, that's the song from start to finish there, and you're basically sequencing things on the timeline to create a rhythm. I know that sounds a bit obvious, but I'll just talk as I'm going. So I'm just going to grab a random kick drum, no idea what this sounds like, but that'll do, right? There's a couple of ways that you can lay down different sounds. So this is, I've laid down the kick, so we'll name this as the kick. So there's a bit of a rhythm going there, and I'm going to go for a bit of a dubsteppy sound, so I'm going to put the snare on the 3. So what I mean by that is when you listen to these beats, like this is counting the beat. So I'm going to do it on the 3rd one of each one, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's how you create dubstep. Or just actually count it with your mouth, because then I'll do the beat underneath it. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
So triplets are like this.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So there's 3 per every. There's 6 I was doing, but if I'd have done it slower, there's 3 per every 4 that you were doing. You get me?
Oh, I see.
Cool. Thank you both very much for sticking through the whole thing. And you as well, dude. I know you sat behind me, but not forgotten at all.
Nice.
Thank you. Cheers.
No, I really appreciate that, man, for real.
Yeah, and me, I appreciate it as well. This is, I'll take that delay off right now. Yeah, this is totally improvised. I've got some backup stuff here with all in a pear shape, but I don't even know what chords I'm going to play right now, so do bear with me and also join in the fun of who knows what's going to happen. So, yeah, here we go.
娜雅通过她的室友米歇尔获得了一次表演的机会，虽然观众可能热情不高，但娜雅依旧沉浸在自己的音乐世界里。 夜降临，娜雅的创作灵感依旧源源不断。对她来说，音乐和绘画是一个不可分割的整体。
But yeah, when I'm stuck, I just do shapes, and like I kind of I like to translate because I make a lot of music. I translate. If you have a look at the program that I use, a lot of the way that the music is represented on the screen is by like what's called waveforms, and like sort of patterns on a drum machine, like sequences and patterns and stuff like that. So I try and translate those patterns. I don't try to, but I end up doing. I translate those patterns into my art. Sometimes I'll draw an eyeball, sometimes I'll draw a face, but when I don't know what to do, I just draw music. These are kind of like the music shapes that I do. So, you know, I don't know if you know about the science of music, but you know, every sound has what's called a waveform. So how the air vibrates in the air can be represented by like a visual thing. So this is an approach I took with this painting. It's not finished, but this is a square wave, or a very crude square wave, kind of turns into a sine wave. This is a sine wave, which is like a pure tone, like boom. That's what that sounds like. And this one's like a sawtooth wave, it's like a sound like that. So yeah, that's an example of how when I put my music into my art.
在中国，许多人为了找一份更好的工作，放弃了自己的梦想。但是娜雅工作是为了更好地实现自己的梦想。
It's never too late. I read it. There's actually a quote. I don't know who said it, but it's never too late to be who you're supposed to be.